Welcome to CATAAlliance TV. We're very pleased today to have with us Steve Palmer, Executive Director of the Canadian Police Research Centre. Steve's going to give us a little insight into the mission and mandate of that centre, and then also go on to talk a little bit about a technology roadmap that they're developing. Steve, can you just give us a little bit of background on the centre and why it's so important to the work we're doing?
Absolutely. The Canadian Police Research Centre is now celebrating its 30th anniversary of working with police, fire, emergency medical services, and the research community and industry. And the importance is our mandate, where we harness science and technology for the benefit of officer safety, responder safety, increasing the operational effectiveness of those services, and of course increasing the safety of Canadians and our communities. To do that, we need collaborations. If you look at our past successes over the 30 years, whether it's in forensics, whether it's in bomb disposal equipment, information technologies, all of our key projects that have been successful have had strong collaboration between the research community, responders, and of course industry. And that's where we look and value the strong collaboration we have with CATA itself.
I understand you're developing something called a technology roadmap, which I think is pretty critical. I suppose if I'm a developer of technologies, I'd like to know where the road is going. If I'm going to invest R&D dollars, you need some indication of direction. Well, what's a technology roadmap, and why are you developing it?
Well, technology roadmap helps us understand where the future is. What are the needs, what are the gaps that we're addressing now, and how will those gaps be addressed by services, by technologies? What are the training required? What are the skill sets? And the better that we can articulate those, the better that we can plan our proposals and our projects, and of course the better that the community, the responder community, can plan their training needs and their needs to adapt and use these technologies.
So I guess I could use the word best practices, and that's so critical to all industries. And of course part of that is Canadian input into that. But is there also an international dimension to the centre? Do you outreach beyond Canada to look at best practices?
We do. We look at international best practices. We have strong collaborations and partnerships internationally with our peer organizations, particularly the United States and in Europe. They look at us for those collaborations too, so it's clearly an exchange of best practices. And as you know, Canada has a very strong heritage of excellence in the industry and the provision of equipment both within Canada and internationally.
And if I'm a developer of an application that I think relates to first responders, how do I contact you? How do I actually collaborate and connect with your executives?
Well, you can work through our website. Gives you your contact, gives everyone our contact information. They can look at when we have calls for proposals out. They can submit proposals to us. They can work. We have regional program managers as well that they can contact. So we're fairly easy to get a hold of.
I understand you have an event that you're planning for Calgary. Is it? What's the nature of that event?
Well, we're working with CATA on the Vendor Opportunity Forum, which will actually be our second forum, and this is where industry comes together with the end user community, with the tri-services, police, fire, and EMS. The tri-services, the responder community explains this is what we need, this is what we're looking for. Industry gets to talk about some of their technologies and their services, and it's an excellent opportunity because it gives one of those rare occasions where industry can meet executives and very knowledgeable people from the end user community and get that exchange of ideas.
Steve Palmer, Executive Director of the Canadian Police Research Centre. He's talked to us about collaboration. He's talked to us about an event that's coming up, the mission and mandate of the centre. And I think if you look at the Innovation Nation, public safety and security is very much part of that. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, John.